What is up, everybody? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and we are back today to talk about DMC5 Special Edition, kitted out in the deadweight outfit, sporting the El Dante mustache. That's going to be going soon, so don't worry about that before anybody gets in the comments and just roasts me. So, what do I want to talk about today? Capcom, DMC5 Special Edition, some news about PC. I want to be going over, like, pretty much Special Edition, what platforms it's going to be on now that we've got more information. The current news that dropped a couple of hours ago in regards to Capcom and PC, and just give my thoughts on it, which, to be honest, if you've watched any of my content, you know pretty much what I'm going to say. But let's dive into it. So, before we even begin, let's talk about what makes up Special Edition, which I'm going to paraphrase and be brief about. Essentially, Special Edition is made up of two main features, I guess. One of which is Playable Virgil, which, as the name implies, Playable Virgil. The second of which is an amalgamation of different smaller features, such as Turbo Mode, Legendary Dark Knight Mode, and Ray Tracing capabilities. Now, current gen, which obviously, as we know, PlayStation 4, Xbox One X, Series X, and PC, if that can be deemed current gen, is going to be receiving a standalone Virgil DLC, which is, as the name implies, just the ability to play as Virgil. This is going to be competitively priced. Apparently, it's going to be cheap, affordable, which, you know, again, is great for consumers. But it's not going to be available, I think, at launch. It's going to be dropping after DMC5 Special Edition drops on next-gen consoles. We don't know when. We don't have any more information. They just basically said stay tuned. Now, what does that mean? That means that current-gen consoles is not going to be receiving the other Special Edition features, which is arguably is what makes it a Special Edition. You know, Turbo Mode, Legendary Dark Knight Mode, Ray Tracing, not going to be coming to current-gen. For consoles, a technical argument can be made, you know, perhaps consoles can't, you know, physically actually run DMC5 with a 20% increase in game speed. Maybe it can't run Legendary Dark Knight Mode with all those enemies on screen, and I guess current-gen consoles certainly can't run DMC5 with Ray Tracing enabled, or any game, I think, with Ray Tracing enabled. Yeah, so the argument could be made for that. What does not make sense, which, you know, I was baffled when I heard this news, is the fact that those Special Edition features, you know, Turbo Mode, Legendary Dark Knight Mode, Ray Tracing, is not coming to PC. I don't necessarily know why that. I don't think anybody knows why, to be honest. Capcom haven't said why. But I have, you know, a few assumptions, so to speak. One of which being maybe there is a contractual obligation between Sony and Capcom where Capcom can't talk about a PC release and they have to deny its existence, essentially, which doesn't necessarily make sense considering Capcom did say that DMC5 Special Edition is also coming to... What is the name of the goddamn Xbox Series X? Jesus, the name escapes me. Xbox Series X, basically. So I don't know. Maybe maybe Sony was just like, yo, slapped them with a fat stack of money and was just like, we don't want this on PC. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And for people that are like, well, hold on, how do you know there's going to be some sort of agreement between the two? And you know, obviously, when DMC5 was announced, there was a marketing deal with Microsoft, which is why it was announced, Microsoft's E3 presser, and is why all the pre-release footage you kind of saw and all those like streams that you know, you saw me on pre-release, those were all on an Xbox console, essentially. So now that it's, you know, SE has been revealed at Sony's presser, Sony's event, it's kind of, you know, a logical assumption to make that maybe there is some sort of deal between the two. Again, you know, Sony have done this before where they've gotten these exclusives and then boom, 6 months later they just shadow drop, oh yeah, by the way, that's coming to PC now. You know, maybe it is one of those cases where they're not allowed to talk about it until maybe after it releases. Yeah, you know, it's a way for Sony to get people to buy their console, where it's like, you can't get it on PC, but you can get it on our next-gen console, so buy our console, you know. I'd imagine if, you know, all those capabilities were available on PC, people would just be like, well, why the hell do I have to buy a next-gen console if it's on my PC, you know? The other assumption I guess I could make is maybe COVID had something to do with it, you know? And yeah, actually on COVID, you know, I've seen a lot of negative sentiment in regards to Special Edition, which, you know, it's understandable. You know, you are able to be a fan of something and also be critical of it. Sometimes some people go a bit too far with the vitriol. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure You know, the people that worked on it tried their hardest. I'm pretty sure they weren't half-assing it. But, you know, I agree in the sense that there should have been more, which, again, maybe COVID had something to do with it in regards to affecting the development time. No doubt it did. But obviously that can't be measured, the effect of it, so who knows. Maybe in a couple of years we'll get some video where they're like, oh yeah, we, plans of it, you know, we had planned all this stuff, but we just couldn't get it, you know, involved. And the third assumption, which I think is probably a stupid assumption to make, is that Capcom just didn't, you know, didn't plan on making one, which maybe I'm naive, you know, to believe that Capcom wouldn't do that. But, you know, come on, like, Capcom must know how much DMC5 has sold. You know, it's the fastest selling Devil May Cry game, the best selling Devil May Cry game. It exceeded their expectations. They've got sales figures for PC players. A lot of people bought this game on PC, myself included. I double dipped on console and on PC. So surely Capcom know that they are essentially leaving money on the table for not, you know, including this on PC, which again leads back to maybe Sony threw them a fat stack of money and was like, yo, don't put this on PC or things are going to happen. But that is only an assumption. What do I think of it? I was baffled when I heard the news this morning. You know, I went to bed last night euphoric. You know, I was like, yeah, great. DMC5 Special Edition has been revealed. Everybody's been clamoring for it. You know, it's finally shown off to the public. Great. Wake up, mentions are popping the f*** off. Hey, have you seen? It's not coming to PC, and it was just like, oh, it's just like why, you know? Again, it doesn't necessarily make sense from a consumer. It doesn't make sense in any perspective, in a business sense either. You know, some of the largest, largest part of the fan base, well, not the largest, but a large portion is on PC. So surely, you know, you risk alienating those fans if you don't give them the content, which, you know, they have given PC, you know, playable Virgil, but that's, I guess, the minimum you could do if you're not giving people the full special edition experience. But yeah, I'm not too best pleased. Disappointed, I guess, is what I could say. You know, being somebody who plays pretty much exclusively on PC now with all the mods. Yeah, just disappointed, you know. But I guess it is what it is for now. Maybe we've got to wait for more details, which apparently is going to be, I think, the 27th or the 26th of September. Capcom are doing a stream where they're going to show off more details with DMC Special Edition. Of course, I will be streaming a bunch of DMC up until the release of DMC5 Special Edition, so follow me on twitch.tv/DevilNeverCry if you want to catch me live. In fact, by the time you see this video, I'll probably be live, who knows. Follow me on Twitter. I know a lot of people have, that's where I like to shitpost regularly. And be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on all the latest and greatest DMC content. And with all that said and done, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And actually, no, what am I saying? That's my wrong intro. It's been me, DevilNeverCry. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And as always, I will see you all next time.